Hey everybody, it's Zach. Our Ye Talkin Arcade Fire in May coming right around the corner. But first, and I can't believe I've never done this before, if this is your first episode of the last podcast, it's a weird place to start. This is a deviation from our normal programming. It's a sub-podcast, if you will. It's also a loose tribute to our You Talkin' You 2 to Me, the second greatest podcast of all time. So if you're unfamiliar with most of the words I just said, go back a few episodes and get oriented. Start with mysteries. That's a good one. Okay, second announcement. Friend of the show, Delia, is sponsoring our first ever podcast contest. Here's how it works. And this is open to continental US only. We'll get you next time, Alaska, Hawaii, the rest of the planet. Okay, so what you gotta do is, when you hear this, tweet at me and Morgan with your favorite Arcade Fire song. We will throw all of the names from the responses into a hat and we'll pull out two, and both will win copies of Everything Now, Arcade Fire's new album. That's it. Pretty simple contest, right? We'll hold the drawing 1 week from today to give everybody time to get their answers in. Thank you so much to Delia for doing this. Oh, and for reasons that will become clear soon, Peter Pan is a disqualifying answer. One last announcement. The track order of Everything Now, as discussed in this episode, is totally wrong. We incorrectly placed both infinite content tracks. We probably got some other stuff wrong too, but I know for sure we screwed that part up. Well, at least I'm pretty sure we screwed it up. Anyway, here's the show.
Goodbye to your seats. Goodbye, gnashing teeth. Ooh, I want all of your mind.
Hello and welcome once again to America's favorite comprehensive encyclopedic track-by-track, tangent-by-tangent sub-podcast about our favorite American-Canadian indie arena rock band. This is our Ye Talkin Arcade Fire in May. I'm your host, Papa Little.
Hey, I'm your host, the other Little.
And, well, we're here once again for what is, in some sense, a final time. In my estimation, just like the end of an Arcade Fire song from 2007 or so, we've run out of road. We're here at the final Arcade Fire album.
Yes, we are, which is an accomplishment on its own.
Yes, we were just marveling at the fact that there's going to be like probably 10 hours of us talking about Arcade Fire.
All right, so the whole bit is we do a parody podcast of another podcast about a different band, but we really could not have started this at a better time. Started it in May of 2016.
That is correct. It was a very good year. Just kidding. It was a horrible year. Horrible
actually.
year, only topped possibly by this year.
And so, well, yeah.
It was a year of fire and blood.
It was a terrible year. I could not have, overdoing this podcast, I could not have changed more on my opinion about the Arcade Fire, which I think is a story in itself of, like, the story arc of our podcast is you have
falling in and out of love with Arcade Fire rapidly.
But I would say that I would say that our conversations have changed my opinion of what the band is, and really this album has changed who they are.
That's true.
Because otherwise Reflector would have been a standout album where their sound would have been completely different, but really Reflector and Everything Now are very similar in a lot of ways.
Yes, the new style of Arcade Fire is starting to make sense. The other thing that would have happened if we ended the podcast on Reflector is we would have ended on a little bit of a higher note.
It depends
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. It depends on who you are, because you wouldn't know good music if it was playing right in your fucking ears, all right? So I think it's also worth it to mention that, I have said in one of these episodes, you and I are so similar at times. And then there's other wildly crazy.
The inflection point of our taste, one of them is Arcade Fire.
Well, and I would say that we should call it the flashbulb eyes
vortex.
Yeah. That's where we separate.
Yeah.
We get very different kind of opinions at times. within us agreeing upon like a main topic or something.
Yes.
I think today is going to be different. I have to say that when this album came out, it was pretty much a holiday around my house.
Well, let's back up. Before we talk about the release of Everything Now, let's back up to our last episode. We talked about Reflector. Do you feel like your opinions have changed about Reflector or any other Arcade Fire records in the intervening weeks?
Reflector is higher. Okay, so
did Everything Now raise Reflector up or push it down?
Where did I leave off? Was Reflector my number one? Because
I think you were ambiguous about Reflector.
I love Reflector.
Okay, great.
I love Everything Now. It pushed The Suburbs, Neon Bible, and Funeral down.
Wow. Shots fired. Drudge report sirens.
Fuck Funeral.
Wow. The old gods are dead.
That's what I wanted to be like. I wanted to be like I'm the reverse hipster where I'm like, I love their new stuff. I hate their old stuff. This is the new sound of Arcade Fire. Reflector starts this path of we don't want to be this. We don't want to be the good version of the Lumineers. You know what I mean? We don't want to be a folk band.
This is the new sound. Join or die, basically, is what Arcade Fire is saying with this album.
Totally.
Yes.
Now, but it also gives them leeway to say, you don't know our sound at all, and if we want to change in the future from here, we can.
When we grow out of this U2 phase.
I don't get your U2 comparison at all. This is a bunch of nonsense.
This is Octung Baby. This is their Octung Baby.
Okay, but U2 is a shitty band, though.
Well, according to some.
According to me.
And also according to me. But I still have a sense of U2's context, and the fact that U2 has persisted this long means that at some point a lot of people liked them.
Yes.
The same fate could await Win Butler and crew. You know, in 20 years' time, Arcade Fire could still be releasing albums. To a significant portion of the culture, they could be a punchline, but they could still be selling out stadiums.
This is an important kind of thing because no one wants to be locked into a genre. You don't want to be locked into a genre. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be with your podcast or with anything that you do. I don't want to be locked into a genre, and I am pretty much one genre. So the thing is that nobody wants to be locked into a genre. Why does Arcade Fire have to appease everyone with their albums? Because they've put out albums so infrequently. There's only 5 in the course of how many years? Almost 17. Because their first demo came out in like 2001.
Yes.
The demo that we all know that was widely released was 2003. So 15 years?
Yes.
If they had put out more music in that time, they could have done different things, and we wouldn't know what to expect at this point. So,
I think that the criticisms of Everything Now have very little to do with the genre, though. I think Arcade Fire is free to create any style of music that they want, and I am on board with it if they show up. And in a lot of places on this album, which we will get into, I feel like they are not really showing up.
Oh my God, I honestly, I couldn't fucking disagree with you anymore.
Be my Wendy.
I could not disagree with you more.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into it.
But what I will say is, I think we need to do some housekeeping first. Okay.
Is it time for an episode of Are You Talkin' Arcade Fire in May and August?
Everybody's talking same time.
What do you got?
Open up another episode. Listen. And I believe in our last episode we talked about the Postal Service.
Yeah.
And in the last episode, normal episode of my podcast, I talked a lot about cover songs, in part because I was trying to do this. I was doing this little riff on kind of like reflecting on, because I was eventually going to get to the part where I was talking about having a child. I wanted to talk about, like, view cover songs as a way of absorbing the lessons of a previous generation and interpreting them through your lens. So a cover song is kind of like raising a child while thinking about how your parents raised you, was the idea. But there was a bunch of pieces that I cut out where I talked about other cover songs because it seemed like too much.
Okay.
One such cover was the Iron and Wine cover of Such Great Heights.
Okay.
Because, as I have said before, I have often felt like the songs on Give Up, the Postal Service's album, are outlines in search of authorship.
Yeah.
And the person who took that song and found the heart of it was Sam Beam from Iron and Wine. He found where that song was meant to go. Mm-hmm. And that's why that cover was so popular. Also, it was in an M&M commercial or whatever, so that probably helped.
Right.
But anyway, I saw Iron and Wine in June.
How were they?
Good, except
a little
for the
boring.
No, very engaging, very good.
Interesting. I would expect,
except for the cover of Such Great Heights.
Really? Why?
And this is why. I don't know if you have ever seen a band where they clearly have a hit that they feel obligated to play.
Oh, no.
And they are like, well, fine, fuck you, I guess I'll play this song. He did that, and the way he did it was he kind of played in like this kind of bluesy tempo and kind of like trying to stretch out the melody in places and everything, like almost as if he was trying to discourage anybody from singing along. You know?
Right, yeah.
And
he's doing the Jenny Lewis thing where...
It just felt grumpy, and it was weird because he was not grumpy at all for the rest of the show. He was very engaged, but he was like, well, now I got to do this fucking thing. And it's like, you don't have to. Like, I would have been fine if you didn't play that song. Everybody would have been fine.
So you're Iron and Wine. Do you have that many people that are like, he better play Such Great Heights when... You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it was a packed show at Prescott Park, and nobody seemed... I mean, people got really excited about Naked As We Came. And they got way more excited about that one. So, you know, put that feather in your cap, cross Such Great Heights off the set list, and don't worry about it, buddy. So we were going to revisit some of our other sub-podcasts.
Yeah, so, what I wanted to talk about was one that we have not checked in with since the first episode is our podcast, Talking Thrones, which I thought a great, obviously our podcast about Game of Thrones.
You are now watching the throne. Don't let me get in my zone.
Well, I will say the reason that I wanted to touch in on Game of Thrones is really just one thing I wanted to, because you and I haven't really talked about Game of Thrones this season.
True.
I just feel like this season is like such a oh, so you're going to complain the whole time about watching our show? Well, how about we give you a whole season of just feel-good episodes? You know what I mean? Like, I know it's building to something terrible, but like every episode I feel like has been just like, good times getting had by all, everybody. You know, like, you want to see some dragon stuff? Here's some dragon stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe that's true. I don't know. I have felt more tense during some of these episodes than I have felt in the last couple of years.
The stakes are higher, probably, but in general, I just feel like we're getting all these reunions. We're getting everything, man.
Sometimes I wonder with Game of Thrones and the stakes and everything, it's like, I think about like, where is this show going? How's it going to end? And one thing that's really weird to reconcile is I don't really care.
Yeah, I don't
like,
either.
I don't have like an ending in mind that I want to have happen.
No.
Like, it's not like Harry Potter where like, well, he's got to defeat Voldemort in some clever way or whatever.
Right.
It's like, I don't
it's like,
really...
who cares who wins?
Whatever
really.
happens, I don't really care.
Dude, and one of the things, too, is one of the things that I've come up with lately is I always mix up their first names and their last names together. David Benioff, whatever.
David Benioff and D.B. Weiss.
Yeah, okay. B.D. Cooper and whatever. So those two seem like jackasses.
Yes.
Right?
Definitely.
Okay, so like everything good about Game of Thrones is George R.R. Martin. And everything bad about that show is those two.
Everything good about Game of Thrones is George R.R. Martin and several key directors.
Okay. I'm willing to get on board with that. But those two just seem like two of the biggest jackasses. We're going to put in this storyline where...
Yeah, I mean, David Benioff is married to Amanda Peet, and he seems like the kind of guy who'd be married to Amanda Peet in a movie.
You are now watching the throne.
Let's go over the ones that lapsed. Ready?
Okay.
So, but before this show started, Keeping Up with Clunes got canceled by Earwolf.
Right, that's true. Well, it was a limited series,
Yeah.
as we've said. We're pulling a Steve Bannon, and we're saying it's on purpose now.
It's a mutual.
It was strategic.
So, lapsed In the Weeds. That
was our podcast about weeds.
Yep.
Yeah. I've been wondering about that because I've been rewatching The West Wing, or more accurately, I've been falling asleep while rewatching The West Wing.
That's funny.
And I keep waking up during all these Mary Louise Parker scenes. And
What
it's
are
so
you watching for season?
Season 3.
Oh my God,
I'm kind of on
Like,
pace with The West Wing Weekly right now.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
I'm not. I just started watching random episodes. The Rock the Vote episode, is that season 3?
That'll be season 4.
Okay,
The election's
so
not until season 4.
That's what I started.
Yeah. The
picking
Red
up on.
Mass.
So, all right. So,
Can't believe I just pulled that.
Talking Thrones, Keeping Up with Clunes, Money Markets, which was some sort of it was a money episode.
Wait, let's open up an episode of Money Markets real quick. Hello, welcome to another episode of Money Markets. I still don't know what Bitcoin is.
Yeah, no, I've never. Dude, I don't even understand how to make money off of Bandcamp. So, I don't know who gets paid when somebody buys an album. I think it's Britney. I think Britney gets the money.
Oh, wow, okay.
I don't make enough to care. I just was like, that's something that we should fix before the next album comes out.
We should. Also, please buy my album. It was inspired by this episode of the podcast, the title anyway. It's called Good Music for People Who Love Bad Music. 52 tracks. You can't.
When I found that out, I was like, Sarah pulled up the thing when you released it.
Yeah.
She goes, "Oh, Zach has a new album." Pulls it up. She's like, "It's 52 tracks." Did you add more to it? Was it less?
I said I was
before?
going to do 50, and then I added 2 more.
So that was shocking to see.
So I wanted to have a really high track per dollar ratio, less than 10 cents per track.
That's a good
value.
That's a good ratio.
Mm-hmm.
Good ratio. So that's Money Markets.
That's been an episode of Money Markets.
Maybe while we're doing that, while we're blasting out episodes of podcasts.
Yep.
Maybe we should talk about the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, yeah. Let's do
little
another
bit.
episode of our podcast that explores the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Exploring the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
When my thoughts drift to you.
Welcome to an episode of Exploring the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Where are we at these days? Guardians of the Galaxy 2, great. We covered it.
No, did we?
I think we did.
No. Oh, wait, we did.
We
Yeah,
talked
we did.
about
we talked
our
about bad stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Which-
thought that we had 2 to cover. Really, we just have Spider-Man then.
Spider-Man Homecoming. Absolutely such a great movie.
So without going into too much detail, I have been very sick for the past year.
Yes.
You touched upon it in your last episode.
Yes.
I have made reference to it in the last episode here. But so I've been really sick. I'm doing okay on my way. But when I saw Spider-Man, I was at pretty much the worst that I had been.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so Spider-Man is really important to me and you.
Oh, yeah.
As children, Zach and I often dressed up like Spider-Man. Spider-Man is like maybe the most important superhero there is to me.
I would say he definitely is to me.
So I was in the middle of this health episode. We didn't want to spend any money because all of our money was going towards medical bills. But so we didn't even tell anybody that we went. We just snuck down and went one morning and saw it. I was an emotional mess watching that movie. When the opening credits start and they have the big orchestra version of the Spider-Man song, immediately I was in tears. I was like, oh my God, this is exactly what I need right now, you know?
Yeah.
And there's a, obviously not to, do any spoiler kind of things. There's a part where Spider-Man is like crushed by a big like air unit.
Right.
And he's in the middle of just trying to get himself out. At first he's like shouting for help, but then it's like, he knows nobody's around.
Yeah.
And he's like, come on, Spider-Man. Come on, Spider-Man. And I fell apart in the theater. I was bawling my eyes out just because I was like, that's what you would do if you were Spider-Man. You're Peter Parker. Like, you would be like, come on, Spider-Man. Like, you're Spider-Man. And I just cried and cried. And then when telling people about that scene for like a week, I would just start crying immediately. It was a very enjoyable experience for me. The whole movie was amazing. And boy. All right, so that's all. Yeah.
Spider-Man, really good.
Yeah.
So, Arcade Fire's 5th album, Everything Now, was released on, I believe it was July 28th, after potentially the most irritating viral marketing campaign in modern history.
It was kind of weird that they,
with the Everything Now Corporation and the kind of like
they
lame, half-assed attempt at pranks. Like they didn't even really go. They didn't go far enough. You know, it was like it's such a well-trod upon road to like talk about. The whole like fake corporation thing. I don't know. It's
well, and also Sarah was reading this interview with them, and it took her like too long to realize that it was fake. Like she started reading these things about them, and she was like, they're talking about like they were talking about like what's the thing that Sting used to do that like not having sex,
tantric sex,
tantric sex, like not coming, like yeah. She's telling me about it, and she's like, "Oh, I'm just realizing now that this is a fake interview."
Right.
Like, and
they were selling like $100 fidget spinners on their website, but they were always sold out.
Yeah. Well, actually, I thought that the fidget spinner thing was kind of funny. Because,
oh God.
No, because it's also a
flash drive,
and I don't know. I just thought it was funny because I had only heard. I didn't know how in depth the viral marketing had gone by this point. I heard that the fidget spinner thing early on.
Yeah.
So my reaction to it was less.
If it had just been the fidget spinner, maybe, or if it had been more. But like they had Stephen Colbert like pretend to leak a fake rider for their appearance, where like they were making all these outrageous demands.
Yeah. Did you see the Everything Now
like,
commercial from Stephen Colbert?
No.
Had, before they performed Everything Now, they had like a fake Everything Now commercial.
And was it not bad?
No, it wasn't bad.
Okay.
The thing is that I
just feel like these guys, they need better writers.
That's it. That's it.
They got to hire a writer.
That really is it. You can't do this on your own, or you guys and whoever else helped you with it.
And at this
you're
point,
too dumb to pull that off.
I have a lot of opinions about the message of Everything Now, and how it's like a not very interesting contribution to a conversation that has been going on long before the album started and will continue long after it ended. But the problem is, when I listen to the album, not much of it is even really in the lyrics of the album. It's more like in the posturing and positioning of the album. So it's like, it's just mind-bogglingly stupid the way this album was
But how
positioned.
would you feel about it if they hadn't done this viral marketing campaign and they had just had the album called Everything Now, Infinite Content was part of it?
I think by the time I got to Infinite Content, I'd be like, you're still not saying anything that's very smart.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem that I have with it as well, is that when you said I have a lot of opinions about the Infinite Content, I mean the Everything Now kind of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like the exact opposite. Like I feel like I should have opinions of it, but I just don't.
You're just trying
because
to shut
there's
it out.
no content there.
Well, here's what
there's no content.
There isn't.
There's infinite content.
There's no there. One thing I wrote in my notes was, if you're going to be didactic, be specific, which is the problem.
That is the problem.
But I also wrote this little list, okay? This list is titled Smarter Technophobic Cultural Commentary Than Everything Now. Okay? So, number 1. Infinite Jest, which came out in 1996. David Foster Wallace was dead before Twitter.
Yep.
Keep on Rocking in the Free World, or maybe I'm thinking of 57 Channels and Nothing On, but one of those songs.
Okay.
Or both. Digital Witness by St. Vincent.
Yep.
Content Nausea by Parquet Courts. The movie Idiocracy. Digital Ash and a Digital Urn, even just the title. T-shirts with jokes about binary on them. Everything George Saunders has ever written, including essays for Chipotle takeout bags. Whatever random thought David Byrne is having right now.
Yeah.
All things that are smarter. And we're gonna. I need to come back to Digital Witness in a little bit, but I'm gonna wait till we talk about Creature Comfort.
Okay. Well, here's how I feel about it. Okay, so they didn't pull off the viral marketing thing well.
Yes.
Who can really blame you in the scope of things? The viral marketing thing...
Most viral marketing attempts don't work.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Yes. It's like
by
small
the end of
businesses,
it,
33%.
By the end of it, you're sick of it. Or you feel deceived in some way. Or
there must be people...
Or you're mad at them for... it's like the viral marketing things don't work.
There must be people for whom this viral marketing shit does work. I just don't know who any of those people are.
See, I feel like people get too bogged down in the idea of it. And Win Butler says to his band, yeah, we're going to do this viral marketing thing with the Everything Now Corporation, and it's great in premise, and then nothing pans out. And it's always this way.
Can I be a little conspiratorial for a second? Part of me thinks that the Everything Now viral marketing was sort of designed to fail because Everything Now as an album is an album that's sort of like an attack on internet immediacy. So It's sort of like a rhetorical trap for bloggers. If you criticize the internet on your album, the internet's not going to like your album.
Also, Arcade Fire, you're a new age band. Fuck you for being so fucking judgmental on this new like on the internet.
It's a
and
surprisingly
like that.
dour album. Like in terms of its outlook on technology, and even a song that I love, "We Don't Deserve Love," is kind of this very cynical cap on a cynical outlook. And this is actually something I wanted to talk about. Is that the first thing I wanted to talk about was just the overall terminal vagueness of the kind of like Luddite message of Everything Now, and just kind of how uninteresting it is. And this whole, you're right that they're this dance band, this dance rock technology band. And
at this point, that is what they are.
And all this warning about technology is a weird look. And I think it's only one that's going to get worse in time. Like, okay. Nobody who ever stands up and complains about technological progress ever looks good,
Right. They look stupid.
There was a passage coming around recently that was a space guy who died, Carl Sagan. Carl Sagan wrote this thing about how the internet's technology is going to make everyone so dumb, and it's going to be right there in everyone's face, and everyone's going to be, we're going to have there's going to be everything now. Every song you've ever heard playing at the same time. It's absurd. Same shit. Carl Sagan said it, and there was a big highlighted section. It was going viral. And somebody I follow on Twitter pointed out that one paragraph down, he says it's because of shows like Beavis and Butthead. That's why people are like that. And it's like, you fucking nerd, Carl Sagan. You haven't even, like, he's complaining about Beavis and Butthead like some kind of schoolmarm dumbass. Like, they didn't, that's like the most cliched trap you could fall into, is being like, oh, TV's so dumb, like Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah. When I was at Keene, I was in a popular culture class that had us read an essay by Brian Williams about how the internet was kind of screwing up news. And the whole time it was like, yeah, but you're a fucking TV newsman. Of course you think that, you fucking old prick.
Was this before Brian Williams was nationally disgraced?
It was. It indeed was.
I wonder if that essay is still on the curriculum.
Well, and I bet that book it was in a book. I bet that book is still in print, and everybody, I'm sure, snickers when they read the Brian Williams section. But I remember talking about it in class and being like, he just comes off like one of these, he's not old, but like, it's like the old prick who doesn't like the new thing,
Yeah, even if you're right. Even if you're right to warn about some piece of technology, even if some next thing is going to be the tape from Infinite Jest that's so entertaining we just watch it over and over again until we die, nobody is going to sound cool complaining about that stuff. And I feel like as a rock band, part of your job is always to be cool. And then the other thing is just like, this is a weird thing to bring up in the middle of the podcast, but the events in Charlottesville over the last weekend, I was listening to a podcast with DeRay
and he had been talking to these activists on the ground, these young activists, anti-fascist activists, and they are coordinating and doing these. They have this great grasp of like urban layout and how to best form and where to put counter protesters and what to do and how to coordinate, and they're doing it all with their phones. And the people that they are against are the fucking barbarian white supremacists in the White House and beyond, and they've got guns and weapons caches and shit. All we have are phones and technology, and they're going to continue to be like it's David and Goliath, the phones or the slingshot. It's going to continue to be that way for a long time. It's going to get worse before it gets better. And this is the least important thing in all of this, but Arcade Fire is going to look dumber and dumber as time goes on. The more they bitch about phones making us vapid or providing too much entertainment or whatever the fuck. It's just, the timing could not have been worse.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. My issue is how they presented it. Like if it was just the album, I really don't think that we would be having the same conversation.
Maybe. Well,
I think it really is all the viral marketing thing.
Let's get into it.
Okay,
let's
get
talk
into it.
Track by track. Let's
get into it. It's the best Arcade Fire album
Everything Now
has been made.
It is 13 tracks.
And it's better than all of them.
13 tracks.
Not. It's Reflector and Everything Now are on the same.
Out with the old, in with the new. I can respect
they're tied
that position.
At number one.
So Everything Now, we got 13 songs to go through. The gang's all here. We got Winston Butler. We got Will Butler Yates. Regine Champagne. Jeff Arcade. Kamala Harris. Richard Reed Perry. Reed Richards. Sue Storm. And, of course, the rhythm section. John Wayne Gacy and Adam Clay, 2,000 pounds, bringing up the rear.
Sarah Newfield, the chick that plays violin and
I believe no longer in the band.
No, there's a girl playing violin and stuff.
I don't know if it's Sarah Newfield anymore.
Okay, so
the album starts off.
It's 13 tracks, but it's like not really 13 tracks.
No, it's true.
Everything Now happens at the beginning and end.
Yeah,
and Infinite Content should really just be one track to begin with.
Sure.
Okay,
so we start with Everything _Now continued. It's track 1, which is actually, in fact, sort of the end and not the beginning.
Right, and
it's an inside Llewyn Davis trick. So it's a move that has been done a little more subtly in recent memory by Joanna Newsom and Divers.
That's the first step. I think that a lot of this
we're circling back like Arcade Fire.
Back. Yeah.
It's an infinite content
because
loop.
We've talked about that, and when I was going to bring that up, the Joanna Newsom album, and I think that he was. I say he because I'm thinking Win Butler has been trying to do this type of stuff for a long time.
Yeah.
I think he was successful with it. I like that the Everything Now starts and ends at.
I think it's cool, and I like that the one at the end is longer than the one at the beginning.
Yep.
Track 2. I mean, I guess we could say a little more. I feel like I want to say more about Everything Now _continued when we get to the last track.
Sure.
Because this one is almost just a hint. It's just it's an amuse-bouche.
The second titled, the second titular track.
The titular track.
Everything Now.
Everything
the
Now.
actual track, Everything Now, is a great song.
It is a great song. I love the kind of central disco, like the 70s riff. I love. I like the opening like verse, like when he starts singing at the beginning of the first verse of Everything Now. You're like, fucking cool, man. Arcade Fire's here.
Every inch of sky's got a star. Every inch of skin's got a scar. I guess you got everything now. Every inch of space in your head.
And I
like
the lyrics in general. I really do. I like the lyrics. Like I like when he's talking about everything that you've ever heard before playing. And
you know what lyric I really like, especially in that song, is he says at one point I miss you like everything now.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, that is a great inversion of the same meaning.
There's a lot of really nice little, almost I'm going to call them vocal fills throughout the album. like when it the put your money on me, like the I know it's not the last time, like just little things.
That
There's
is a good
lots
one.
of really good little vocal fills in this album, and I think that Everything Now has got a bunch of them in it.
I've
where
read
you
in
hear some of the
reviews that
stuff.
people were sort of complaining that Wynn's voice was so much more restrained on this album. Like he, almost like modern day Connor Oberst, he kind of stuck to his lower
I don't
register
really
and
agree
never
with that.
got energetic with it. And I mean, no, I think it's true. I think the vocals are not as energetic as they are in previous albums, but I think that's okay because I think the music is working double time.
Yeah,
in a lot of
but I
songs.
also I don't know that that's necessarily true. Like I think you still get to hear like that every time you smile it's a fake. Like you get
on this song, but it's maybe the only time that he even starts to lift off.
See, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Is I'm only thinking of that song right now, and I'm not thinking the rest of the album.
I need it, everything now. I want it. I can't live without.
Everything Now, great song. I was not immediately on board when I heard that song.
Oh yeah?
When I saw the video, I guess the first time I heard it, I wasn't like immediately there. I was like, yeah, it's a good song. I'm interested. But then like I heard it a second time and a third time, and like the more I listened to it, the more I liked it more.
The music video, I feel like, and maybe we talked about this last time, I feel like it just misses the mark a little bit in terms of its like vision. In the background, there's a more interesting story going on than in the foreground.
I totally agree with that. The video's great though, right?
It's very distinct. It's better marketing for the album than the rest of it.
I agree. I also think why did you only tell that one story in that video? Why didn't you do any more with that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I kind of feel like they should have expanded upon that storyline.
Sure.
Even the town or whatever. You already had it all. You had it all. You had a town.
Maybe
you
they
had this
still have one
corporation.
coming, like Connor Oberst did with I forget the first song, but it was the Upside Down Mountain music videos.
Yeah, is he doing more with that?
Well, he did 2 videos. Common Knowledge is like a sequel to the first video. So the first video is like some kind of apocalyptic event happens.
Yeah.
And the Common Knowledge video is like the aftermath of that, and he's like alone in an apartment with like a robot voice that's talking to him.
I don't think I've seen that video.
It's cool.
Okay. Can't go down the Bright Eyes rabbit hole.
It's similarly underdeveloped.
Nope, we can't talk about Connor Oberst at all right now.
Okay,
because I'm
you're
gonna
right.
go down some hole. All right.
I know. I've seen Connor Oberst twice since we last recorded the podcast.
I know, and I'm bummed that I could not go to the Portsmouth one, but
He'll be back.
I know. That's why. I've seen him a ton. I want to see him more, but
he had more fun. I think that was my takeaway from those 2 shows. Let's just do a quick mini episode of Bright Eyes Full Hearts Can't Lose real quick.
I was living in Devil Town. I didn't know it was.
I saw Connor Oberst 2 times in 3 days, which was my ideal way of spending 3 days.
Yeah.
We saw him in Boston, and Hopalong, who opened for him, ruled and really commanded that stage. Connor Oberst seemed like he was having a little less fun at that show. And Prescott Park came around, and obviously Hopalong has a little bit of a harder time commanding attention in full daylight while everyone is sitting in lawn chairs. So they didn't really do as well. But Connor Oberst really seemed like he was having fun at Prescott Park.
Yeah.
And he got into it
that
again.
dude can captivate a daylight too. I know it probably wasn't daylight by the time he started playing.
It was not, but yeah.
But that dude, I watched him with the Mystic Valley Band open for Wilco, and they fucking killed it. So, by the way, rabbit hole that I was just talking about. Don't start talking about Connor Oberst.
Wait,
oh
my God! Our
sub opened up the
our sub podcast about Connor Oberst when it appears in Arcade Fire episode should be called "Down the Rabbit Hole" or whatever that song is called.
That's a good. Yeah, that is good.
Heard you fell into a rabbit hole. Covered yourself up in snow.
Okay.
Allow time for that song to play and go back into Arcade Fire.
I don't know that I have any particular other thoughts about Everything Now.
No, I mean, it's the title track. It's it's the suburbs. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's a good song.
Yes. I think so. I think that, and again, we'll get into this a little more with Creature Comfort. I think that the message that they are
every song on this album is good, and you are a fucking maniac for thinking that otherwise. Yeah, and I'm talking to you too, Christy. Every track on this album is fucking good. This
oh
is a
my
good
god, we're gonna get
album.
into some clunkers
This is a
in a
good
minute.
fucking
But
album.
I agree that Everything Now is a great song.
That's not what I'm saying right now.
I agree that Everything Now is a great song. Signs of Life.
Looking for signs of life. Looking for signs every night. There's no signs of life. So you do it again.
So we do it again.
Sarah and I sing it all the time. Here's the thing with Signs of Life.
It's basically
Super
like
repetitive.
It's like an Aziz Ansari stand-up routine about going to the club, but more straight-faced.
Clubs are crazy places, man. That's a crazy place to try to meet someone. At a club, people that go to clubs know it's bad, though, right? No one goes to a club like, all right, it smells like vomit, I can't hear anything, and the worst people in the world are here. Let's do this.
So
And
we do it again.
it's just weird. There's a couple different times where, like, Win Butler is, like, being, like, this character that goes to dance clubs, and it's very surprising to me. Like, later on when he says, like, you want to get messed up, I always laugh.
Yeah.
That's a different song, but I always laugh. You want to get messed up?
You want to get messed up?
Yeah, I agree. I really like it. Again, as I've said, every song on this album is good. I like it. It's too repetitive and it's too long.
Looking for signs of life. Looking for signs every night, but there's no signs of life. So we do it again.
I am neutral about this song. I think it is. I think it is like filler.
It's
like Windowsill.
See, I don't see it that way. I think there's some great stuff.
It reminds me of what's the second song on Reflector, the one with the Billie Jean bass.
It's We Exist.
We Exist.
Doom, doom, doom,
It
doom,
reminds
doom,
me.
doom,
It's
doom.
like it's like a boring retread of We Exist.
That's kind of true. Although I think there's some great stuff there, dude. The clapping, the dun dun dun. Dun, 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 dun. Really?
Like, you know, if you're gonna do fun clapping, give me some old school piebald.
I'll be hiding behind your mirror, watching you clip your hair. I'll follow you with sunglasses on. Oh, woo! Don't think I don't know what suits you well, yeah.
Christy had a good zinger for put your
Yes,
for
yes.
Signs of Life, which she said looking for signs of Arcade Fire. But
I do like that. I appreciate the joke. I like Signs of Life.
I got more zingers coming.
Drive around in the car and listen to Signs of Life, and you'll be like, it's a good song.
I'll drive around in the car listening.
How
to
many
signs.
times have you listened to this album?
Probably 6.
Okay.
But like, listen. So
if you had said 2, I would have been like, turn the fucking recorder off. We're done talking.
No, like probably 6 times. And on certain songs, I've heard more than that. Because this is what I've done for the last couple days. There's a new feature on Spotify where it auto-populates or it suggests more tracks for your playlist, and it's just a one touch, and it adds them to the playlist. It's the greatest feature in the world. I love it so much. I put Everything
Are you
Now.
paying for it now?
No, this is still. So I put
Okay.
Everything Now on a playlist because I don't pay for it. So I gotta, in order to hear those songs, I gotta shuffle them into a playlist.
Right.
So I populated it, the rest of the track. I put the 13 songs from Everything Now and 17 other songs suggested to me by Spotify. And every once in a while, you know, some old song that I used to listen to on Spotify will come on. And like the song Red Eyes by the War on Drugs.
Uh-huh.
It's like such a fun, super great, bouncy song. And then like there was like a flip of the coin where after a song like that, an Everything Now track would come on, and depending on the song, I would either be like, nice, or I'd be like, oh, fuck this shit again. And that was how I determined. So I keep forgetting the name of this song. Signs of Life was one of my, oh, fuck this again songs.
Interesting. I get it. It's so repetitive that I think that's its main issue.
It's a real weakness for only your second actual track on the album. Like you're still riding the high of Everything Now, and this comes on, and you're like, oh, so was that the only good song on? You know what I mean? Like we're already in the valley.
Okay, I get it.
Of course, that's not true for long, because
Yes.
the next track on the album is
Creature Comfort.
Creature comfort, make it painless. With the bones under your feet, the wild life, American prosperity. Wanna dance, but we can't feel the beat. I'm a liar, don't doubt my sincerity. Just make it painless.
Which
Future Comfort is track 4. It's maybe the best song that's ever been made in the history of music.
ha,
It's better than Neighborhood Number 1.
I disagree, but
No, I know. That's a hard one to argue.
Initially, the shock of this song was great. I mean, the drums are so rigid and cool. That synth is so like that bass synth.
I love that.
So sinister.
I just love everything about the music in this song.
The great music's great.
Yeah.
I think, and now some of the lyrics I actually really like. I've read criticisms of the filled up the bathtub and put on our first record line.
Yeah, well, that's criticisms of that line can
You know what?
suck a
But you know
dick,
what saves
'cause-
it? You know what saves that line? It's a little on the nose. But what saves the line is that second snare drum hit. That's like a little ahead.
Assisted suicide. She dreams about dying all the time. She told me she came so close, filled up the bathtub and put on our first record.
Because it's kind of this moment where the song breaks a little bit. And I like that. That sounds really cool to me.
I get it. I get what you're saying there. Here's the thing with arguing against. I know that you're going to come after the lyrics on a lot
After
of
the
these
politics
songs.
of this song, yes.
No, I mean lyrics specifically, not
Okay.
politics of the song.
Well, I don't really have any complaints about the actual lyrics.
I'm not talking about the lyrics on this song specifically.
Oh wait,
I'm
no,
talking
I
about
don't
the rest
like
of this album.
I don't like the bright lie. Wait, is the white lie of
White lie
American,
of American prosperity.
That's a little much.
Okay, but the argument of it's a little on the nose, it's a little much. I feel like we are beyond this point with Arcade Fire because that's kind of what
They
he
live
does.
on the nose?
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
But I
Like-
just I want him to learn, and I
Okay.
want him to try a little harder.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. First of all, I love the lyrics to this song because I feel like, I mean, yeah, sure, they're on the nose or whatever, but there are like, it's kind of up to you to make your decision about how you feel about what he's saying at times in this. I'm like rambling, like I'm explaining how you listen to music right now. Like you have to decide what you feel you like about. No, but like
It's starting to feel less like you can just let it go, though. That's the problem. Is it's starting to feel more and more like Win Butler and Arcade Fire are positioning themselves as grand cultural critics. And maybe it's all a put on. Maybe it's all part of the joke or something. Maybe this is some cynical bullshit. But I just feel like they want you to have the conversation about what the album is about. And so you can't ignore it. And so you have to address
that's a solid argument. Here's the
I would
thing.
love
Can
to
we
ignore.
chalk it up
I would
to-
love to ignore what this album is about. I would love to.
Just make it painless. Just make it painless.
I love every time he goes into like some blank, hate themselves or whatever. Like the first one, I pulled up the lyrics, but we don't really need them because we don't need to go that in depth, like looking line by line. But I love the some boys hate themselves, spend their lives resenting their fathers. Like, boom, you got me already, Win.
And
that's
some-
me. Like, you
and
know,
I thought maybe the closest they got to genuine cultural criticism is the Regine line about some boys get too much.
too much love, too much touch.
I was like, yeah, white
Yeah.
supremacists in Charlottesville.
Well, and there's I just feel like they hit so much on that song of like different.
They hit and they miss, and the whole story of Arcade Fire is whether or not the hit to miss ratio is on or not. You know, there's a golden ratio of beautiful lyrics to clunkers, and sometimes they land on the right side of that line, and sometimes they don't.
Some boys hate themselves, spend their lives resenting their fathers. Some girls hate their bodies, stand in the mirror and wait for the feedback.
Don't you feel like famous people telling people not to be famous is always a bad look?
Yeah, especially in this song too,
Because this song is like, if you can't get famous, kill yourself.
like, well, like,
Or like, oh, sorry, no, it's like, sorry you didn't get famous. Why don't you kill yourself?
But actually, I totally 100% agree with you. It's always a bad look.
Other artists have been like, hey, this is just a double-edged sword.
And it's like, shut the fuck up.
It is every time, yes. But like, okay, so this is when I was thinking about Digital Witness. Digital Witness is a song that basically contains within it every point made by Everything Now and then some. And so what I like about Digital Witness is, first of all, it's just more fun than probably almost every song on Everything Now. But then also it takes the idea, it goes like, oh, internet, everything, everyone is taking pictures of themselves all the time, whatever, all of that. It addresses all of those ideas quickly and more obliquely than this album does. And then it goes on to say, the message of Digital Witness is, you are being commodified. So take action against your own commodification.
Yeah, sure.
And
I mean,
at no point does Everything Now come close to presenting any solution. They never say, the internet's bad, go outside and look at the sun. If they did, if this album abruptly cut to the sound of the ocean or something, you know what I mean? Like, that would be one thing. If it was like, the internet is so bad and it's distracting you, so do this.
Yeah, that's true. They don't offer any sort of... But I also kind of feel like the message is so... With them, every time they have any sort of message, it's like this is the same story over and over again with Arcade Fire having a message. Do you ever think that they've ever offered any real solutions to anything? If they're talking religion, or if they're talking mundane suburban life, or if they're talking like
there was
what,
a kind of
what,
like there
what,
was like
did they ever offer a solution?
Yes, there was a musical transcendence to like Funeral in particular. You know, it was about like the kids rising up kind of thing. You know, it was about kind of taking over and seeing beauty and all these other things that without really even presenting much of a problem. It was the problem of Funeral is kind of like, it was more marketed really. They were like, we wrote this album because a bunch of people in our family died or whatever. So it's like, yes, death and suffering happen, but there's so much beauty and so much else that you can recognize and remember and feel. So that was a solution. I feel like The Suburbs is also kind of about... I
think that the Suburbs is kind of about the same thing that you're just talking about.
Yeah, it's about like...
beauty within mundane like life, right? This is water.
Sure,
you know?
But like the awareness, and also there's a trap to memory. You can get trapped in your own memory and your own nostalgia. That doesn't mean that all of it's bad, you know. And I don't know. There's a lot of that stuff in there, but Everything Now is much more just like dour, and to some extent, I kind of thought we were gonna get a lot of dour albums from people in 2017. It kind of felt like, going into it, after the election and everything, it felt like, well, you know what? If all my favorite artists come back with a bunch of negativity this year, I will kind of welcome it because we are in a negative time. But so many other artists across various mediums have come out with so much more. Like, one of the most inspiring things that I have witnessed this whole year is Master of None Season 2.
Yeah.
And it's all very personal, but there's also episodes that just celebrate like diversity and people and varieties of experiences and perspectives. But more than anything, it's just beautiful.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
And it felt so welcome and like such a gift in this year and this time that I guess it's not fair of me to want Arcade Fire to come like deliver me from the misery of 2017, but I would have been much happier if they had, instead of doing this. But let's talk about Peter Pan.
Yeah, I mean, I get you. So Peter Pan.
Is that the right one that's next?
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say about Creature Comfort? It's a great song.
It's a great song. It's the sprawl of this album. It's the funeral. I mean, it's the neighborhood number one of this album. You know what I mean?
It might be the sprawl of this album. What's the last song on Reflector?
Supersymmetry?
We Don't Deserve Love is a Supersymmetry, and it may even be
agree.
better than Supersymmetry, but we'll get to that.
I don't know. Well, yeah. So Creature Comfort, I think, is like one of the best songs to come out in a long time. I've seen that video. That video is awesome.
I like it too. It has, it reminds me of the video reminds me a little bit of the imagery of Blue Man Group, which is actually fun. Like the Blue Man Group Charles Playhouse show. I know that across the country, different Blue Man Group shows are different shows, but the Blue Man Group show in Boston in 2006 was this very like radical anti-commercial thing.
Like really enjoying it.
It was really, really fun. I thought it was just gonna be this amusing drumming on paint thing, but it ended up being this like very political, wild show. But anyway, it's actually very similar to the video for Creature Comfort, especially with the LED lyrics and stuff going across the screen.
Yeah.
It's very Blue Man Group.
Creature Comfort, loved it.
I felt like I liked it more initially when it first came out, and I've spoken plenty about my reservations about the messaging of this album, so I don't need to say any more about it. But that has hurt Creature Comfort some, in my estimation, in the intervening weeks.
See, I think that you need to start looking
it's
at
still
it
in the top 5.
A different perspective of like I feel like you are so critical of the premise of this album, but also Arcade Fire in the. I mean, you had the same type of kind of reaction to Neon Bible.
Yes, and because like Everything Now. Okay, so like Neon, the message of Neon Bible had decayed at a particularly not that fast of a rate. Like the half-life of the argument about like religion is bad in this particular way, in that early aughts atheism, old Mark Maron stand-up kind of way. It aged badly. And that's why I didn't like the politics of Neon Bible after the fact. I probably loved it in 2007 when it came out.
See, but the thing is that like I don't even think about the politics or stuff when listening to Neon Bible.
Well, that's awesome for you. But the problem with Everything Now is not that the opinions of Everything Now are going to age badly. It's that they're already bad. Like, the opinions of Everything Now would have been prescient in 1998,
Sure.
And so unless they, I just wanted them to give me a little more on that front, and I would have been very forgiving.
I don't think about the premise of this album at all when listening to it.
Once again, I'm envious of your ability.
I don't. You have these hang-ups about certain lyrics or premises to these songs, and I'm just sitting here
and also just the attitude through which they are presented.
Good music. I'm just sitting here listening to enjoying good music.
That's going on the T-shirt.
And you're just
I'm just sitting here enjoying good music. That's where Papa Zach makes his biscuits.
Yeah. No.
Breakfast.
No. It says,
That's
"Are Ye Talkin Arcade Fire in May?" And then on the back it says, "Fuck a pickle, suck a pickle."
That's right.
I laughed so hard.
We're making that. We're making that shirt.
Suck a pickle. I want that so bad. We need to start making, when people start counting 1,000, you have to immediately interrupt them and say, "Fuck a pickle, suck a pickle" is how you count seconds. Peter Pan.
Okay, Peter Pan.
Be my winner, I'll be your Peter Pan. Come on, baby, take my hand. We can walk if you don't feel like flying. We can live, I don't feel like dying.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you hate this song so much?
I believe the way that I phrased it to myself. Oh, I wrote in my notes, Peter Pan is some silly ass Adrian Brody, Bob Marley dorm poster music, and it's about Peter fucking Pan.
Okay, here's the deal.
They're back on that. They're back on that island tinged, the wub, wub, wub thing, which grates on me a little because Win Butler is the whitest man alive, but it's a little more forgivable here.
I like when they go reggae.
It's more forgivable here than Flashbulb Eyes.
Oh God!
And
fucking Flashbulb Eyes.
And honestly, I think the beginning melody of Peter Pan I like the.
In my dreams, you're dying.
Yeah,
that's
good
great.
Melody. It's a good melody. It's a good melody through the chorus.
It is the chorus that sinks it, though. The
Why?
chorus. If the chorus was gone,
Why? What? But
Because
why?
it's about
'Cause of the
Peter
lyrics.
Pan. I'm an adult. I cannot abide a song about Peter Pan.
Okay. Do you like the First Aid Kit song Emmylou?
Not really.
If you had said yes, I would have been like, fuck you and your
Checkmate.
stupid fucking face.
Checkmate. No, I don't like that song.
I wasn't trying to pull a gotcha on it because I expected you to say no because that song is fucking stupid.
Yes,
okay,
it is.
But that being said, Peter Pan is a way better song than that song. Peter Pan.
That's quite a straw man you just set up for yourself right there.
Why
I
is
wasn't
it-
saying it was better.
No, I know. Why? I know. But what is your why can't there be something
Because I'm a
as
citizen.
simple?
I own stamps.
Why can't there be a something as simple as "Be my Wendy, I'll be your Peter Pan"? Like I like that he says like we can walk if you don't feel like flying. Like I like all that stuff. Why do you not like it so much?
It's just too silly. I will paraphrase a tweet that I tweeted at Tom Simmons,
I actually really liked the tweet. I thought it was
which
really
was,
funny. The Jack and
"Be
Jill
my
thing.
Jack,
Yeah.
I'll be your Jill. Bring that water up that hill."
Yeah.
Fits perfectly.
So if it was that, I would probably still like the song.
This dish is too hot. This dish too cold. This dish is just right. Yum yum. It's
My reaction to you being so aggressive is because I just don't get why you don't like it so much.
Oh,
but
because I
like the. I mean, I like
I'm
the
a
music.
grown-ass man.
I like the music to the song. I mean, it's got a good groove.
It's not enough. It's not enough to
love the
save it. It's not enough to save it from the anchor that is that chorus. That part's that's fine. It's fine if it didn't turn into some stupid ass fairy tale shit, you know? Like
Okay.
at least in previous years they had the decency to talk about like myths and things that were a little more highbrow, you know?
Because Zach Little's smarter than Win Butler again.
That's
This
not
is
what
the
it
main
is.
reason why Arcade
Ever since
Fire
I was
and Zach
even
don't
when
get
I was
along.
even when I was a little kid and I was stupid, you know, I knew when I was being pandered to by these kind of stories. And I just feel like it's too self-conscious of an attempt to be like, hey, remember your childhood? But here's a BuzzFeed list of all the things that were so cool when you were a kid. I don't know. It's exactly the type of shit that Arcade Fire I thought was warning me about. You know, like being, you know, like the dangers of nostalgia, et cetera. Fuck Peter Pan. It's a stupid.
See, here's what I think
stupid
happened,
story
okay?
for little kids.
Here's what I think happened. You were a young child watching Peter Pan, and like, I don't know, mom and dad before they got divorced were like fighting behind the background, and you just have some sort of weird childhood blackout about Peter Pan.
I would feel
so
the
now when
same-
you hear a song about it,
I would
you're
feel
like,
the same if
fuck
it was
Peter
about-
Pan. I don't want to fucking hear this shit.
I
Like,
would feel the same if it was about Oliver Twist or fucking Cinderella or like any like fairy tale Mickey Mouse and Minnie. Be my Mickey.
Okay, but
I'll
but
be your
Peter
Minnie.
Pan, okay, but Peter Pan in the general premise
Something,
is,
something
Peter Pan
Disney.
has the ability to make Wendy live forever with him, and she chooses to go off and live her life, and he's going to be like a kid forever. Or in some storylines, he's like, "Oh, I'll go off and I'll be with you."
And it becomes Robin Williams.
Yeah. So like, I kind of like that. It's like a sweet, stupid little love song.
I feel like evoke those emotions some other way, or do it without literally saying Peter Pan and Wendy. You know what I mean? Do it Hook style. Like, tell me the story of Peter Pan without saying Peter Pan and Wendy. Then maybe we'll talk. But it's too dumb. It's too dumb.
okay.
It is too dumb to be allowed.
We're gonna fight in circles a lot. So let's move on to the next one that we're gonna fight about.
Okay. Which is the
Track
next one?
6, Chemistry.
I got the money and I got the time. I got a secret gonna make you mine. I can't feel you making eyes at me. Baby, you can try, but you can't deny chemistry.
I believe
through
the
whole
Christy
recording
said-
of this, Christy has been sitting in the corner of the room, and every time they get to a point that they want to like make fun of or not like, she has this fucking shit-eating grin on her face that she's like, yeah, get him, Zach.
Well, no, Christy had a better burn. Christy said chemistry sounds like the intro of like a corny kids show. Like it's literally a show about like chemistry. Like we're gonna do experiments. We're gonna make elephant toothpaste together today. It's hosted by Jake Gyllenhaal's character from Okja. I put it more succinctly, which was that I said that chemistry is literally the sound it makes when Bono jacks off.
You and me, we got baby, you and me.
Yeah. Again, this unfair U2 comparison.
Okay, fine.
Because
But
when the suburbs came out, Zach was convinced that Arcade Fire was going to become U2, so he now still references
and
that.
I was right.
No, you fucking weren't right.
Circle gets the square. No. What's the other one? It's
Are you talking about chemistry?
I'm talking about the other thing. It sounds like fucking Aerosmith and Run DMC. It sounds like Walk This Way.
It does sound classic rock and roll. Like I was thinking Joan Jett when I heard it. Okay,
That's a much more charitable comparison.
yeah, because I like the song.
Yeah,
you
but
jackasses.
it's
Here's the deal. Okay, do you like the first part of the song?
No, I don't like any part of chemistry.
You don't like the part where the part at the beginning, the I got the money if you got the time, like
No.
where it's doing that whole like little reggae kind of beat.
No,
and
I do
everything
not.
like that.
I do not like that part. I do not like the chorus. I do not like it, Morgan. I am.
What about? Okay, so you've listened to
Be
it a
my
bunch-
Wendy. I'll be your Peter Pan.
So you've listened to the album a bunch of times. I think that there's a little bit of magic in that song towards the end, where they have that breathing beat thing going on.
You and me, we got baby, you and me. Could this be that chemistry? Baby, you and me.
Yeah,
Thing going on behind, like there is something cool there in that rhythm.
It reminds me more of like the band Together. You know, like I know my calculus. It's you
Oh
and
my
you plus
God.
me equals us.
First of all, you called them a band. They were definitely a boy band. Like
They were a
like
boy. They were
the
they were
fake one, right?
technically a sketch comedy act, but they were sort of
For-
a real band.
for-
And the kid in Together, who like his character on the show had an illness, really did have an illness, and he really died.
So for people who don't know what we're talking about, there was
Which
a
is almost
fake-
everybody probably.
Yeah, that's why I'm going into this a little jargon. It was a fake boy band. I would probably put it at like late 90s.
Yeah, it started as a
MTV
mock
show.
documentary. First,
Yeah.
it was just a documentary film, which
Oh,
then became
right.
a TV show.
Right, there was a movie first. Yes.
And the movie was a little bit more straightforward boy band parody. The TV show like went off in all kinds of wild slapsticky directions.
Well, so they had a song about a threesome, which was really funny.
yeah,
do you remember
you
that?
and you and me
You and you and-
together we make three.
In perfect harmony, just you and
Yes.
you and me.
Their most
They were
famous
funny.
song-
It was funny.
Yeah, their songs were funny.
It was back when MTV was good too.
Yeah. It was probably maybe MTV's most inspired choice of the 90s was creating and maintaining Together.
Yeah, I totally agree. It was really funny. Like
Yes.
I remember it being like great.
Yeah. I remember there being lots of really like goofy bits too on the TV show that were very inspiring to me when I would go on to do Righteous TV a couple years later. Like just weird running jokes where like a character would be hiding in a trash can for a whole episode or
Well,
whatever.
and you know, it's worth mentioning that they were the first ones to ever bring up that boy bands had certain slots to fill with their people.
You're right. I think that's probably where
They
that
were-
idea came from.
It is.
Yeah.
They were the first ones to ever bring it up where like you have the jock, you have the, you know, the pretty boy, you have, and their bit was like they had the old guy.
Yeah,
and
they had
they had an old guy. It
Who
was
I
really,
always thought was Kyle Gass from Tenacious D, but it
oh my God,
wasn't.
that's like exactly how I pictured him in my
Yes,
mind.
it's not, and it's like I was like it was either Kyle Gass or some other Murray brother, but I don't. It might have been that, but you know who I actually think it was? I think it was Chris Farley's brother.
Chris Farley's brother?
Yes, I believe the old guy in Together is Chris Farley's
We
brother.
gotta look up Together on YouTube. I feel like they have to have like full episodes somewhere.
I hope
Somebody's
so.
got full episodes.
Oh, that would be great.
Let's get back on the same side for a little bit and let's talk about
Yeah.
Electric
So
Blue.
chemistry's bad. Electric Blue, great. I was like, the first time I heard it, that very, very high pitched way that Renee is singing the whole song, I was like, this is an interesting.
Regine?
Regine.
Okay.
Who am I thinking of?
Renee.
Zellweger?
I don't know. No, there is a Renee. I don't know.
Huh.
Listen.
Regine.
Champagne. Who was on Twitter that said, I would like that song if they're an octave down?
I don't know. One of the several people that were talking to us a bunch.
Okay.
Shout out to everybody who engaged with us on Twitter about that. That was so fun.
I loved everything about that.
Yes.
Yeah. But
I'm sure it will continue after this episode.
But
I hope it
here's
does.
the thing.
Let's
But
fight
here's the
about this
thing.
forever.
Whoever it was, I feel obligated to look, but I don't want to. They're fucking wrong. I like that she's singing high. If she was singing an octave lower, that song would be boring as fuck. Because it's
It could start lower.
1,000 girls that look like me. Dun-dun-dun-dun. What's that line? I can't even remember.
I don't know because it's too high for me to understand it.
I
But
like that she's singing up high.
I
like
especially-
that song.
I like the end when it's repeating the chorus and it
Yes.
sort of gets, it almost becomes, it repeats and there's so many layers of music happening that it just kind of becomes this weird frequency tone that's happening for a while. And I like that. I think that's really cool.
Have you watched the video for that one?
No.
It's just her killing it the whole time. She's just hanging out dancing in like all these different dresses, and it's just great. It's a great video.
That's cool. She deserves it. There actually should be more Regine on this album.
I agree. It's kind of weird that she's not.
Yeah,
in it
it's
as
weird
much.
that she's starting to become like the Blake Sennett of the band, where like her fewer and fewer tracks every album.
Yeah, but I like that. I think that they do a good job of, like, she's not a backup singer. You know what I mean?
Right.
They have two frontmen to the band.
Yes.
You could have a album of 10 songs that had 5 Regine songs on it, and you wouldn't really think anything of it.
No. But this album is a little conspicuous.
Yeah, it's a little weird that she's so. But
One
but
out
I
of
think that
13.
they use her really well at times, like in Creature Comfort. I love the back and forth between her and Wynn.
That is, yeah, I agree.
Creature Comfort.
I do like that too. That's probably my favorite aspect of it.
So Electric Blue is good. Let's go on. Let's move past that because I mean, there's really not much else to say on Electric Blue. I
No,
feel
it's
like.
just a good song.
It's just a good song.
There's nothing really to
There's
complain
nothing
about.
really about the topic or anything.
I
You
don't
know
even
what I
know
mean?
what it's about,
It's
but I
just-
think that's
it's
kind of
just a
better.
song. Yeah.
I feel like Regine is sort of the, like, she can sometimes push Wynn to more psychedelic directions. Like, I feel like the whole Born in a Diamond Mine, it's all around you, but you can't see it, from Creature Comfort. It is, so, in a song that is so blunt, that then they have this bizarre metaphor that kind of comes out of nowhere, is like, this is a weird balance, but I
love that Born in a Diamond.
I wish
Mine
that
part.
more of it were like that. I wish that more of it were these.
I love that Born in a Diamond Mine part. I thought that when I heard that, I was like, Born in a Diamond Mine. Like, I loved it. And every time they perform it, Richard Reed Perry does this. He starts circling he puts his hand up in the air and starts circling, and then he turns around and he's like every time you're like, oh, is he gonna make it back to the microphone in time? Because he's just like fucking around with his hand up in the air. I just like that he does it every time, every performance he does it.
That's a trick that Connor Oberst has been milking as of late. By the way, is he will dash off to go like play the guitar along with the fiddle player
He's
for a
kinda
while.
always done that.
and then he'll
And
kind
then,
of like he'll just barely stumble back to the microphone in time. Yeah.
Good goddamn. What do you think of Good Goddamn?
Good goddamn is goddamn bad.
You wanna get messed up?
You don't like it, really?
No, it's
I kind
so
of thought you were gonna like it.
no. First of all, I always laugh at you want to get messed up.
You wanna get
sounds
messed
like
up?
Wade Butler sounds like
Okay,
a cop
that
looking
kind
for the
of-
drugs.
I look at that line as like this album's do you like rock and roll music?
Yeah.
Cause I don't know if I do. or
I
whatever
forgot.
he
I
said.
wanted to start the episode with that as a new
I
catchphrase.
actually was gonna say that too.
Do you like rock and roll music?
I was gonna do that too.
That's got to go on the T-shirt too.
Do you like rock and roll?
So this is the
music?
T-shirt.
Okay.
It says, "Do you like rock and roll music?" Are Ye Talkin Arcade Fire and May? And then on the back it says, "Fuck a pickle, suck a pickle."
Fuck! If somebody was wearing a T-shirt that said "fuck a pickle, suck a pickle," I would fucking shake his hand.
Yeah.
All right. So good goddamn. Here's what I like about Good Goddamn. The first time I heard it, I hated it. Wait. Nope. Never mind. I just wanted to make sure that we haven't talked about it yet. Okay. Good goddamn. Here's what I like about it. Super simple.
Yes.
I think it would be a better song if he brought in the line, if he made you. You know how he says that at the end?
Yeah.
So he's like, maybe there's a good God damn. Maybe and he says it like 150 times.
Yes.
And then at the end, he's like, if he made you, and it goes back into the beat. If he had done that at the beginning of the song and set up the premise as maybe there's a good goddamn, the phrase good goddamn is dumb as fuck. Like,
yes.
Why is that the song? But that being said, I do like it now because I like the groove. And I like the premise of like maybe there's God if he made you kind of thing.
I guess, but I feel like
I sort of like it.
I feel like it's that's so. I read a review. I've read a couple of reviews that had some really funny phrases on this album. I think Pitchfork referred to it as Banksy Disco, which I thought was funny. But then a different review called "Good Goddamn Diet Nick Cave." And
that's funny. I was listening to Nick Cave last night.
It was accurate too because Nick Cave has made sort of similar, like what's the name of the song? Into My Arms it's a similar, more clever version of that same premise, and he has a lot of songs that use this kind of looping repetition. Like he has a song called "Death Is Not the End." That's a lot of that same kind of looping repetition, but used to less boring effect.
Yeah.
Like I think that's my complaint about Good Goddamn is that it's boring. It brings back the suicide imagery from Creature Comfort to kind of no effect. Like it's more effective in Creature Comfort.
Kind of weird too that he like he didn't change it at all. He didn't flip it on its head or anything, you know. He just throws it in there.
Yeah, and so it doesn't feel like a
Good
follow-up.
Goddamn is the weakest song on this album.
When the times get rough, put your favorite record on, baby. I fill the bathtub up. You wanna say goodbye?
Now, obviously, you're going to disagree because you adamantly don't like other songs. But I, as a person who likes everything on it, I think Good Goddamn sucks.
I would also agree that I
compared
think
to
Good
the
Goddamn
rest
is. I think Good Goddamn is the worst song on the album
because it's just boring.
because there are no pieces of it that I like.
I read an interview with him that was talking about the band lives in like different areas, so like they got together to record, and it was like midnight the night before they all ended up parting ways for a little while. That they recorded this song. Mm-hmm. And the way that he talks in the interview, it sounds like they just fucking kind of threw it together and it turned into something that they liked. So it kind of sounds like that, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't it kind of sound like something that you would have done at midnight and been like, "We killed it last night," you know? Like
it's the opposite of the Modest Mouse song "Dance Hall," which I remember reading an interview with
I read that too.
Isaac Brock, where he basically said they just played it over and over again. All they ever did was play that song for like months.
Yeah, I read that interview too. Well, I wonder if that must have been in a Rolling Stone or something.
Probably, yeah. Rolling Stone or Spin.
You know what was making me? You know what, that Mackenzie interview that you did with Mackenzie Heath? I was listening to that conversation. I was thinking about Spin then because there was that whole article about Bruce Springsteen and Arcade Fire.
Yeah.
Together. Remember that?
Yeah. Can't believe that didn't save Spin from becoming online only.
Spin, I don't think that they...
They're about 6 weeks from a pivot to video.
Well, I liked Spin a lot back in the day.
Yeah.
Because they were like the people that were telling you the truth about these albums as opposed to Rolling Stone.
Right. They weren't bought into the industry. They were well, they are now, but they were less bought in.
Yeah. Put Your Money on Me is track 9.
We were born innocent, but it lasts a day. And baby, you can give all the money away. But if there's a race for your heart, it's over before it starts. Singing, put your money on me. If you think I'm losing you, you must be crazy.
I think it's one of the standout.
Infinite Content hasn't happened yet?
No.
What the fuck? This album is sequenced so weird. I like Put Your Money on Me. I think it's cool.
I think it's a great song.
I
think
love-
it's one of the standout songs to the
When it builds up toward the end, the Put Your Money
God,
on
the overlapping
all
stuff.
your money on.
Put
No,
your
it's not the
money-
last time.
That part. It's not the last time is it's put in there perfectly.
That's right. You're right. That's chef kissing fingers.
Yes.
Gif.
Yes.
I
love the overlapping stuff at the end. That's a highlight of the album.
It's another one of those times that I think Arcade Fire is kind of musical-ish. Like it feels a little bit like a number in a musical. You can
You're
picture
totally right.
You can picture the band members skipping across the stage to sing their part of that song and then disappearing into the
You're fucking
wings.
spot on that.
Yeah.
Put your money on, all your money on me. I know it's not the last time. Put your money on, all your money on me. I know it's not easy to put your money on, all your money on me. It's not the last time. Put your money on, all your money on me. I know it's not easy.
It's also a little repetitive, but it's like a good
repetitive.
It just barely gets away with it.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love Put Your Money on Me. When I first heard it, it was originally I was like, best song on the album.
Yeah. It's actually one that, we talk about this all the time. Like, how do you introduce people to Arcade Fire? I got this question on Twitter the other day. They said, "How should you start?" And I said, "Album 1, track 1. Like, start at the beginning." But
yeah,
if
I
you
think
like,
you should too,
but if
probably.
someone said, "I'm not going to listen to a whole Arcade Fire album. Pick 5 songs," I might pick "Put Your Money on Me" as one of them to give you a sense of the kind of things that Arcade Fire can do.
I'm working on a Gorillaz playlist for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Because
cool.
I want you to start. Dude, the
I'd like to.
Gorillaz are so good, man.
I'll definitely get into some Gorillas.
And I feel like
I want to expand my knowledge
there's
beyond.
so much
I'm
of
happy.
them. There's
feeling glad.
That's so funny. When we talk about Arcade Fire, about Gorillaz in the last Arcade Fire episode, or
Yeah.
you did that bit and
Yeah.
you did it like literally the exact same way.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Like
Yeah.
you make it sound like Bob Dylan.
That's because I did that. I did that as the Snapchat video years ago. I did impressions of I sang Gorillas as though it was Bob Dylan.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
well,
funny.
I'm happy. I'm
Also, you
feeling
did not
glad.
have Snapchat years ago. You've had it for like a year.
I don't even have it anymore. But
What? Really?
Yeah, I deleted it.
See, that's how dead Snapchat is. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I never used it to begin with. So, all right. So, Put Your Money on Me. Great song.
Mm-hmm.
Gorillaz. Great band. Let's move on. Infinite Content. Part 1 happens here.
Infinite content, infinitely content.
Infinite content.
Infinite content,
Okay. Here's my reaction to Infinite Content.
infinite content.
Right? First time these things, infinite content, we're infinitely content.
Infinite content,
I go like, okay. Like,
Yeah.
not that clever.
No.
And then he sings it again, and I'm like, all right, we got to get to some other lyrics here somewhere. And then he sings it a third time, and I'm like, what is going on? And then he sings it a fourth time, and I'm like, fuck you, Win Butler.
infinite content.
Then he finally sings, all your money is already spent on it, and that other guitar like stuff comes in, like the more
And it's
instrumentation.
amazing for
and it's
like
great.
2 seconds.
Yeah,
All your money is already spent on it. All your money is already spent.
and you're like, what could have been?
Yeah, that's how I feel about it too. I was talking to Sarah about it, which Sarah is with me on most of the album.
You guys are marching in lockstep on
We
this
love
one.
it.
Yeah.
We love it, and we listen to it all the time. As I said, it was a holiday around our house when this was released. We were stoked. So here's the deal: she hates Infinite Content.
Infinite content.
That I've been trying to convince her of them, but that little switch there's some magic in that moment, and it's like, wow, you guys fucked this up so hard.
And only in the first Infinite Content. I know we're getting into the second.
Is all you already spent on it.
And
that whole part, and then the guitar afterwards, it's like, oh my god,
It's like almost
it could've been so good.
It's a more effective version of kind of that like Empty Room kind of really, really, really aggressive tempo Arcade Fire, which they never really
Yeah.
do. And you're like, wow, Arcade Fire can like rage if they want to.
I think that it should be one track. I don't think it should be separated into the two tracks because even Win Butler said at one point, like, "Oh yeah, they're one song. It's like one song," but it's like, no, there isn't. You fucking split it up on your album.
Yeah, you got to accept the reality.
And maybe the acoustic version should have happened first.
Infinite content, we're infinitely content.
And then they kick into the big.
I see this whole thing as a little bit. It reminds me a little bit of the way Titus Andronicus would do these kind of, like Titus Andronicus versus the Absurd Universe kind of songs that aren't really songs. Like they'll just sing "The Enemy Is Everywhere" for a minute and a half.
Everywhere.
Which is more
Andronicus is fucking rocks.
No, that's so much fun. And so I tried to think about that when I was listening to Infinite Content. I was like, this is kind of fun. It's their Titus Andronicus thing.
But how I feel about it as well.
If only they had written one other set of lyrics, like some Infinite Content, we're infinitely content.
Infinite content.
Something else. Infinite content, we're infinitely content.
Infinite content.
Something else, all your money is already spent on it. I would feel so much better about the song.
I like the line. I like that. I liked the line. I like the line a lot.
You like infinite content?
No, I don't like that part.
Okay,
I think it's obviously fucking stupid.
I think
I like the idea of infinite content and then line like all your money is already spent on it. Like you're already fucked. Like,
yeah,
you know?
And I like that. And I think infinite content, we're infinitely content is fine. Like, it's a decent piece of wordplay. But the fact that you repeats it 4 times is like, you're a little too proud of that.
I agree, but it also sounds a lot dumber coming out of, like, your mouth reading the lyrics as opposed to listening to a band fucking, going hard after it.
It almost works better in print than it even does in lyric. Like, if you just saw it on a piece of paper in a poem or something, you'd be like, oh, pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a lot of things like there's certain wordplay things that only work.
I'm not gonna defend infinite content too hard. I do like it though. I the acoustic one I'm kind of like bleh on.
Yeah.
But imagine if it was one track, and imagine if they did 3 different songs with it. Wouldn't your opinion maybe change on it?
Could work. It could work. It could be way worse, depending on what the third genre is.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it could be
old school hip hop.
Yeah, I was funny.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday. Monday, Ruby Tuesday.
What is today? Today is what, Wednesday?
Thursday, I don't care about you. It's Friday, I'm in love. Saturday, sometimes Sunday.
I love that part in that song.
I don't mind it. It got trashed in the press. They were like they made fun of that line.
By the way, none of these people that fucking trashed it were Arcade Fire fans.
That's true. No, and that's the other thing. So it's a broken clock is right 2 times a day kind of thing. Because like the internet, Arcade Fire is right that the internet knee jerk shits on everything, and it's getting worse and worse.
Yes.
That like almost nothing is not met with immediate scorn, because that's the way you score points on the internet, by sounding cool. Actually, Game of Thrones sucks, it's weird. We go through waves of that culturally, and we're back in another wave of that, where the cool thing is to say like, actually, bad things are good. Actually, good things are bad.
Yeah.
And anything that was Arcade Fire's been popular for too long for any internet outlet to greet it with anything other than fuck this.
Yeah.
Because people who want to cheer on the death of popular things will like it. People who like Arcade Fire and want to get angry will read it.
Yeah.
It hits every spot on the triangle.
Like, so I think the Metacritic, what is it? Metacritic? Media Critic? Is that?
There's something called Metacritic, and there's probably also something called Media Critic.
Metacritic score is like, it takes all the different type of reviews and
Oh
plugs
yeah,
in.
and aggregates them
I think it had this one at 6.7 out of 10.
out of 10.
Yeah, which I think is probably on par with how people would review it. Obviously, I would put it higher than that.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably on point with where people are at.
I would
in
love to
general,
chart like Metacritic ratings of movies and albums and everything over maybe the last 15 years. Because I wonder if it's more stratified than it used to be.
Yeah,
you know what
I
I
would
mean?
wonder that as
I
well.
feel like more movies have like 98 and 99% Rotten Tomato ratings than have in a long time.
I agree. I agree.
And I don't know if that's necessarily, I don't know what that reflects in terms of critical trends.
I don't either.
But it's like some things people love and some things people hate, and nobody says, this is kind of good.
We Don't Deserve Love, track 12.
We Don't Deserve Love is so crazily, woozily, wonderfully beautiful.
Yeah, my first reaction, I did something that I do not normally do with albums. But I had the lyrics up. Sorry, I'm yawning. I had the lyrics up when we were listening to it first run through. And the Christ-like stuff at the end really fucking threw me for a loop, man. And it kind of left a shitty taste in my mouth. What a gross expression to say. Left a shitty taste in my mouth. So when I'm reading them, I'm like, what the fuck is he even talking about? But then when you listen to the song, it's like not important. That part is like not important at all because it's like
it's another weird little metaphorical lark like Born in a Diamond Mine.
Well, and he at that point he's in like singing falsetto. He's it's the end of the song. It's after the big build and everything like that. It's not important.
Right.
But when I read it, it left a weird bit in me that was like, what the fuck? Like, so that was my first reaction.
Took you a while to get over that.
It did. But I love it now. The modulation really does kill me, though. The fact that they do those like turns where and it like fucks with the melody. It doesn't really, but it just goes where you don't expect it to go.
Yeah.
And that kind of bothers me at times because I'm a melodic dude. I'm a melodic guy. I like things to be very straightforward melody.
Sure.
And that modulation just like kills me every time I hear it. But again, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song.
I think the chorus of that song is a fucking knockout, man. It's slam
it really
dunk.
is.
You say, maybe we don't deserve love. Maybe we don't deserve love. Maybe we don't deserve love. We don't deserve love. Maybe we don't deserve love.
It's so good.
The whole and just the premise of just like not even premise, but just the line of "we don't deserve love" and how they get to it
Yeah.
is just it is.
It is the kind of sad Trump era lament that I wanted, you know.
Yeah.
And so I'm really grateful for it on this album.
I just want to like close my eyes and karaoke sing that song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about. I want a microphone in my hands. I just want the lights to be out in a room. And I want to just sit and sing it. It
is a song that I think could be reinterpreted by other people in interesting ways going forward. You know, like where there's room for it. I always think that about Tom Waits. Like
Yeah.
I love Tom Waits songs, and I always think like what a cool thing about Tom Waits songs is that some of his prettiest songs could be reinterpreted by people and would still be good.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
that's rare for Arcade Fire. The only other one I could think of is am I thinking of Modern Man? I think of Modern Man.
Hey,
Modern Man sounds
you
like
know,
somebody else should do it.
I want to throw out the recommendation for Tom Waits. I'm a huge Tom Waits fan.
Yeah.
which you and I have never really talked about Tom Waits. I
That's
don't know
true.
what you've listened to from him, or if you're like have you explored a lot of his albums?
Yeah,
Okay.
especially kind of Swordfish Trombones forward, like
Okay,
when
interesting.
he became the man that he is.
My recommendation for people, if you want to listen to Tom Waits because you know everyone cool likes Tom Waits.
Yeah.
Listen to Frank's Wild Years. Frank's Wild Years was the first album that I bought by him, and it has songs like Innocent When You Dream on it and stuff like that. It's just a great album to start on. So if you guys want to get down on some Tom Waits and you don't know where to start, go to Frank's Wild Years first, and then maybe go into Rain Dogs, because Rain Dogs is the shit.
I would say start with Real Gone.
Really? You would?
Yeah.
But the thing is,
Love Real Gone.
Okay, Real Gone is amazing.
Don't go into that barn.
You could.
Don't go into that barn.
See, I like. I always liked the first track there. Oh no!
Yes,
Oh no! Well, I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking Hoist That Rag.
Let you buy your own gun. Yes, sir.
I guess
Also, I really like Shake It. Shake It is a great Tom Waits song.
I guess I completely blanked on the fact that you've done a Tom Waits impression for years, and
Yes,
you've
that's
true. You've shown me Tom Waits songs that I didn't know.
I've done permanent damage to my throat doing various Tom Waits covers and stuff over the years.
Yeah. With Real Gone, the one thing that I'll say about Real Gone is just that he like Bob Dylan, except he's more successful at it in my mind, because Bob Dylan's the second half of his career has been kind of like he's kind of phoning it in.
Sure.
He's older in Real Gone, so know that when you're going into it, it's an older album. It came out in 2006, I think.
Sounds right.
And so it is older Tom Waits. So it's a lot gruffer. It's a lot more. He's a lot grittier later on.
Well, I think
he's gritty to begin with.
Yeah, I mean he's been like that since like '92. That's what he's. That's how he's.
Well, and he's got big, loud drums, and he's like it's the difference between rock and punk. Like later on, it gets
Tom Waits. I don't know how you would describe.
Comparison.
How would you describe Tom Waits music to someone who's never heard of Tom Waits? It's like the sound of like a swinging broken light bulb.
Oh my God!
During a rainstorm,
it's animals,
On
wild
an old
animals in
dirt
the
hill.
city.
Yeah, wow, that's that. I feel
Wild
like
animals in the city.
that's one way you could describe particularly some of Tom Waits' albums. Wild Animals in the City.
Yeah, Wild Animals released into Lower Manhattan.
Sharknado.
So we don't deserve love. God, we don't deserve love. I just want to sing it.
It's a great song.
It is. And then we go into Everything Now Continued.
Which of all the variety, I guess I'm mostly thinking of the Suburbs Continued or whatever, more successful version of that.
Yes, I totally agree.
This song, it takes sonic elements from Everything Now and stretches them out into this kind of different, sort of more epic movie soundtrack rhythm. It's a little like Hans Zimmer-y.
I love the orchestral, slowed version of Everything Now.
Mm-hmm.
It's so beautiful.
And it has all that kind of like pulsing synthesizer stuff that you will also hear in a couple of the other songs that they're really good at.
Yeah. It's okay. She's okay. Shosha's currently biting my hand.
It wouldn't be an episode of our Ye Talkin Arcade Fire without Scourge of the podcast, Shoshana Orion Little.
No, she's fine.
She's fine.
So Everything Now continued. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a lot to say about it. I really appreciate what it is.
Yeah.
But it's like,
It's another one of those ones though that it introduces a little salt and pepper to the lyrical content of the album, and it's really nice. Like the stuff about I'm in the black, I'm in the red. It's like, cool, we're getting a little more interesting with our imagery now than we were during Everything Now and Creature Comfort and stuff. We're spicing it up.
Mm-hmm.
And so I appreciate that. I wish there was more. I need some more acidity in
Let's
this
get
dish.
down to business here. What are your top 3 on the album?
Okay, top 3 tracks.
Wait. Don't we have a...
Oh, yeah, this is an episode of Triples Spiral.
Yeah.
I loved a triple spiral, my maiden mother crone, folded my devotion to an origami rose.
Okay, this is tough. I feel like what I want to say is... Number 1, Peter Pan. Just kidding.
Real fucking funny.
Number -1. Okay. I'm going to say my number 1 is We Don't Deserve Love. My number 2 is Put Your Money on Me. And I think number 3 is Everything Now. Like, it was there's a little bit of a race there with Creature Comfort.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it and Electric Blue. And also Everything Now Continued. I like all those songs, but really, I think
if you put that on your top 3, I would fucking slap you.
Everything Now Continued. If I put it on my top 3 because it's like a sketch. I think it's Christy's number 2 favorite song on the album.
Sprawl. You're putting Sprawl 1 on your top 3. That's what it sounds like to me.
There was a person on Twitter who told me Sprawl 1 was one of my favorite songs. I was like, who are you? This is very strange.
I know.
Anyway, yes. So We Don't Deserve Love. Put Your Money on Me. Everything Now. That's my top 3.
Okay.
What are yours?
I feel obligated to now go 1, 2, 3.
You were going to do 3, 2, 1?
Yeah, I was going to do 3, 2, 1.
Go ahead. Do 3, 2, 1.
No.
Let's do this mirror image style in honor of
all right,
the
fine,
repetition.
all right, so number 3, I think is, boy. I want to do 4, really, but it's Put Your Money on Me is number 3. Number 2 is Peter Pan. And number 1 is Creature Comfort.
Number 1 is Creature Comfort?
I think so. We Don't Deserve Love is obviously up there as well.
Close, number 4.
Yeah, but well, I mean, I think that We Don't Deserve Love could be pulled out and plugged in for any real number. I mean, again, the 1, 2, 3 is not really a specific order.
But it's telling that the one that we had in common is Put Your Money on Me.
Yeah. Well,
so
it's a great song.
I feel like the headline of this episode is Put Your Money on Me is a good song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, if we can agree on nothing else, Put Your Money on Me is a good song.
Me is a good song. Put your money on me. If you think I'm losing you, you must be crazy. All your money on me. I'm never gonna let you go, even when it's easy. Put your money on me. Tuck me in the bed and wake me when I'm dead. I know that you gotta be free, but I'm never gonna let you go. If there was a race for your heart, it started before you were born. Above the chloroform sky, clouds made of ambient, sitting on the cups and basement of heaven. We were born innocent, but it lasts a day. And baby, you can give all your money away. If there was a race for your heart, it's over before it starts. Put your money on me. If you think I'm losing you, you must be crazy. All your money on me. I'm never gonna let you go, even when it's easy. Put your money on me. Tuck me in the bed and wake me when I'm dead. I know that you gotta be free, but I'm never gonna let you go. No, I mean,
Put your money on that, folks.
I mean, you got at least 4 songs on this album that you think are good.
I would
Put
say
Your Money
5.
on Me. We Don't Deserve Love, Electric Blue,
Mm-hmm.
Creature Comfort. Well, you didn't even really list Creature Comfort in your.
No,
but
I
you
do.
like
I do
it.
like it. And
Everything Now. You like
continue.
Everything Now, yeah. But I mean, even Everything Now in general.
Yeah, I'd say there's 5 good
6,
songs
7.
on this
There's
album.
7 really, because you're counting both of these now.
I only count the second Everything Now.
All right. So
But
it's 6 out of 13. You know, that's not bad. I love the album.
It's not bad, but it's.
I love the album. I personally think it's one of their best because it's just enjoyable to listen to through and through. It's pretty short in the scope of things.
At this point, I feel like I have to refuse to rank this in the rankings of the albums. Because I feel like I would say it's.
Well, it would be your last.
I'd say it would be my least
it would
favorite.
Be 5. Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of a bummer note to suspend this podcast on. You know,
I'll fix your bummer. Okay. Give me the order
of my
albums? of your albums and include this one.
Everything Now.
Yep.
Neon Bible.
Yep.
The Suburbs.
Yep.
Reflector. Funeral.
Interesting. I think that's a good lineup for you. I mean, you know, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Here's mine. Ready? 5 to 1. The Suburbs.
Okay.
Neon Bible.
Uh-huh.
Funeral.
Uh-huh.
Reflector.
Everything Now number 1. Wow.
I mean, maybe you can flip-flop Reflector and Everything Now right now for me.
Yeah,
but
it's too early.
Those two are a different band. The Suburbs was the leeway into this is what they're going to sound like.
Yeah.
They may change their sound again.
They might,
But like as far as like Conor Oberst's sound started at Upside Down Mountain, what he's going to sound like for the next few years.
Right.
Started at Upside Down Mountain. That's what happened with Reflector. Arcade Fire is going to have, I predict, in 3 years from now, they're going to put out another album that's going to be somewhere similar to Reflector and Everything Now.
If there's a song on the next album called Hook that's like an adult version of Peter Pan, I will eat my boot. Or if it's just a cover of the Blues Traveler song Hook.
Ooh, now you're talking. Fucking Blues Traveler. All right. So yeah, I like Everything Now to the point where I would put it in the 1 or 2 slot on my favorite albums because I talked last time about being ready for certain sounds.
Sure.
I wasn't ready for Reflector when it came out. I was so ready for Everything Now when it came out, and I didn't feel great about certain tracks the first time I heard them. Good Goddamn, Infinite Content, both of them. Even We Don't Deserve Love. After listening to it for a while, I just know that after the year that I've had, after the year of really talking about Arcade Fire and what we like about Arcade Fire, this album is it for me.
It was like
right
the culmination for you.
Yeah, it really was.
That's good. Meanwhile, I feel like, I feel mixed about Everything Now. I have this knot in my stomach about this new St. Vincent stuff. I'm terrified.
Have you heard more than just New York?
No, but that was very scary.
I like New York, though.
Oh,
is that what it's called? It's just called New
I
York.
think it's called New York.
I really like New York. You guys should go out and listen to that song.
I don't like
it's
it.
very
at
different
all.
from St. Vincent.
It bums me out. I listened to it 2 times
See,
and I was
I think she's fucking with.
I listened to it 2 times and I was like, I don't think I can listen to this again.
I really like the song, but I think it's to fuck with you. I think you're gonna get another St. Vincent awesome album.
I hope so.
Do you know when it comes out? I don't.
No, it hasn't even been announced. There's no.
Oh, really?
The most recent thing she announced is she's directing a movie. So who knows?
Of course she is. If she goes off and does that shit, that's bullshit. Because it's like you are this female.
I just watched Annie Clark's directorial debut short film thing, and I thought it was pretty good. Like it was worthy of further exploration.
But go back into the studio and give me some more.
I think her style as a musician really reflects her directing style. It's a very musically informed style of directing.
All I want is I want more Birth in Reverse, man.
That was a good song.
Dude,
that was a very exciting song
songs.
when it came out too.
Dude, she's
new
amazing.
Grizzly Bear album comes out tomorrow as of this recording, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking for Grizzly Bear to get back in my good graces after. I liked Shields, but it didn't really resonate with me. You know.
This is your release radar, by the way.
Yeah, this has been an episode of your release radar.
Here's the thing with Shields. I've not really ever listened to it.
It's not bad. It's just it's sort of more textured.
See, I kind of do this thing where I save. I intentionally, like, if I haven't gotten to something right away, if I'm not like immediately all about, going out and buying an album or whatever.
Yeah.
I save certain things for myself, and I'm like, oh, I'll get to it. Like, there are certain Paul McCartney albums that I've been like, I want more Paul McCartney in my life through the rest of my life. Why would I go deep into his albums right now?
You're going to stagger them.
Yeah.
Interesting. I was going to say, too, that as far as your release radar goes, I'm confronting the possibility that it's looking more and more likely that Salutations is going to be my favorite album of the year. Like, that's just the way it's going to go. Like, it came out early. It's like your Best Picture movie coming out in January.
I predicted in either the last episode or whatever that our favorite albums of the year were going to be either Arcade Fire or Conor Oberst because of who we are and how important they are to us.
And maybe it turned out you were right on both counts.
I think we probably are, because I would either put Salutations or Everything Now as my favorite album of the year. Obviously, you wouldn't put Everything Now there, but Salutations is,
Well, so it's a good segue as we sort of bring our Ye Talkin Arcade Fire in May to a close and open up the book called Bright Eyes, Full Hearts Can't Lose.
Which is going to be a long book that...
it's going to be an infinite jest.
Here's the thing with Conor Oberst, us going into Conor Oberst. Conor Oberst is the most important musician in both of our lives.
That is true. We will have to come up with other stuff to make fun of.
Well, and there's not a whole lot to make fun of with him because he's like, everything he does is a fucking masterpiece.
Spoiler alert, I love every Conor Oberst album.
Spoiler alert, I love like every song on every Conor Oberst album. Hearing one that I don't like is kind of like, yeah, but it's still Conor Oberst. I'll still fucking listen to it.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, when he's young, there's some garbage in there. But
oh, yeah.
But, like, as far as actual Bright Eyes albums or Conor Oberst albums or Mystic Valley Band albums or Desaparecidos albums or whatever the fuck
Monsters
else you're
of Folk
talking
albums.
about.
Oh, my God, we have so many albums to talk about.
He's the man.
Yes. So keep an eye out for Clear Eyes... Keep an eye out for Bright Eyes, Full Hearts Can't Lose coming up in your podcast feed sooner or later. Until something else happens on the Arcade Fire front, that's going to be it for our Ye Talkin Arcade Fire in May.
Let us know where you land on your opinion of Everything Now.
So many
on
people
Twitter.
have started listening to Arcade Fire because of this podcast and have been talking to me about it. It's really cool. It's so cool that people are first of all, letting our dumbasses inform their opinion, then listen to the album, stuff like that. I mean, people are coming at it different ways, but it's really cool.
I really like what we've done with it.
I hope that there are some Arcade Fire fans that we've created.
I hope so too. And I at Zachary Little on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
At Mild Revolution on Twitter.
Yeah.
Let us know, if you enjoyed the podcast, but also let us know where you land on Everything Now, because I'm curious as to if I'm the lone wolf out there and everyone's like, Zach is right.
No,
this kid's fucking delusional.
There are some more weird people out there who like Peter Pan.
I know that, and I was pretty happy when people started coming out of the woodwork to defend it. But I also found that when people started shitting on Chemistry, I hadn't even heard out of you that you didn't like it yet.
Uh-huh.
When people started shitting on Chemistry, I was like, these people are fucking crazy. I didn't realize that I was going to be like the one.
And I was like,
into
come
it.
to me, my children.
Yeah. So yeah, let us know on Twitter, and thank you so much for listening to us.
I can't believe that this podcast is so popular. That this sub podcast is so popular in particular.
Right.
It's weirdly gratifying. sometimes infuriating, but also
I
like
said before we started recording, I said to Zach, I was like, it's a little frustrating that a parody podcast about Arcade Fire is the most successful thing I've ever done.
yes, we both have kind of a weird relationship with that fact, but more than anything, it's so exciting that people like it and have listened to it.
Yeah.
And I have had tons of fun talking about Arcade Fire for the last 10 hours with you, Morgan. So
I've had a lot of fun.
Thank you for doing this show with me.
Thank you for inviting me to host it with you.
Yeah, and the little boys will not be gone for long.
No.
We'll be back with a lot more.
No, because there's so much Conor Oberst that we're going to need to get going like fucking now on it.
Yeah, I know. We got to just stop recording now. Hit stop on this and start episode 1 of the Broadhouse thing.
Okay, Fevers and Mirrors.
So, Fevers and Mirrors. Okay.
I'm finding my brother and I'm making him take me back down to the water, that lake where we sailed and we laughed with our father. I will not desert him, I will not desert him. No matter how I may wish for a coffin so clean, or these trees to undress all their leaves onto me, I put my face in the dirt and then finally I see the sky that has been avoiding
This looks like Blues 101.
Infinite content, 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 infinite content. Infinite content.